Well, today's record buying trip was a complete bust. The one we were gonna go get sold before I could get there. So, today, I'm gonna throw this back to the 1980s with my introduction to another band, which led to my introduction to their origins in the 1970s and the obliteration of all of my grass cutting money through the whole summer of basically 1987 and 1988, where I made a whopping $5 a week, if I was lucky, by cutting grass when I was about 12 and 13 years old. So we're going to throw it back to that. So I got some feedback that I'm a little too southern and I should probably suppress my accent to talk about these records. So I got to suppress my accent. So, well, hell, y'all, we're gonna talk about some Aerosmith. I don't care. These videos are done for the fun of it. If you haven't gotten that yet, you won't. But that's cool. So today we're gonna roll the clock back a little bit to roughly 1987. We're talking full swing MTV, videos galore, music. I really don't think my TV had another channel. If it did, we really didn't change it. Maybe Nickelodeon on occasion, but no, it was MTV. But that is probably when I first really experienced Aerosmith. I'd seen them before. They were in the Sgt. Pepper's movie, but that wasn't really Aerosmith. That was Aerosmith playing characters as future villain band. They were the bad guys in the movie, and they were singing a Beatles song. And wasn't really Aerosmith. Didn't pay much attention to it. I saw them again in the music video with Run DMC doing Walk This Way, which is an Aerosmith song, but that was a collaboration with other artists, and it wasn't really Aerosmith. But I did, for the first time, hear Steven's screaming voice and Joe on guitar, which was cool, but I still didn't pay much attention to them. When Permanent Vacation hit in 1987, that's probably what latched me onto those guys and made me pay attention to more. And I knew they were an old band, but I didn't know exactly how old. So I went looking for their older material with my allowance money from cutting grass. And we're talking, this is 1987. I'm making $5 a week, if I'm lucky, by cutting grass. The money was not handed to me. I had to earn it. Well, a cassette tape, you might get lucky and find one for $4.50, but generally they were anywhere from $6 to $15 or sometimes $20, depending on what it was. But I went in search, and I came across one that had something that I recognized. It was Aerosmith, and it had Walk This Way on it. And I knew the song because of the Run DMC video. This is the tape. I've had this tape since I was 12. I don't even know if it still plays. I've got no way to play back a cassette tape. But this is it. I bought this with my allowance when I was 12, and this was the beginning. After this, I picked up the self-titled first Aerosmith release with Dream On, and Aerosmith turned into the band that pulls you out of a dark place for me. And I've been listening to those guys since. I've never quit listening to Aerosmith. They don't always put out an album that I like. They don't always put out a song that I like that gets a radio promo. But Aerosmith as a band, I love their old catalog. And when I say their old catalog, I mean some of this stuff is older than I am. And I still listen to it regularly. Last November, they did a release with some recordings from 1971. And it has been offered on vinyl, and I bought it. And listening to it the first time, it reminded me of what I liked about the old material. And these recordings were done 50 years ago. And they're still awesome today. I love them. It's raw. And that today is what we're going to talk about. It's called The Road Starts Here. And it's relit my love of this band. Guerrilla tactics. These videos are literally recorded with a cell phone and trying to get a cell phone mounted where it's in steady shot and not being able to see what's going on the screen is always fun. I think this might be my first attempt on this, but there will likely be 3. So today, what we got, this is it. This is called The Road Starts Here, and it's packaged kind of like a bootleg, and it's but you open it up and there's a gatefold cover, and I'm going to give you guys some nice close-up shots of all this stuff as the video progresses. And the track listing on here: Somebody, Reefer-Headed Woman, Walking the Dog, Moving Out, Major Barbara, Dream On, which you've heard, but you've not heard this version if you've not picked this up, and Mamakin, which was covered by a lot of bands, including Guns N' Roses with the GNR and Lies album. These recordings are extremely raw. They were recorded October 1971 in Boston. And nothing on this has been released until this. And as of the time of this recording, this material is also not available on streaming services. If you don't have it on vinyl or you don't have it on CD, you're not going to hear it. I believe it is coming soon, but it's not there yet. And inside, there's some information about this release, specific to this release. Everything is done on a brown paper style material, with the exception of the sleeve. And the sleeve is where it gets kind of cool. It looks like a piece of mail sent to Joe Perry, because it was. This is as raw as it can get outside of just a standard live concert with Aerosmith. And this stuff, I would say it's comparable to the first self-titled album, but I actually like this better. And maybe that comes from seeing so many bands over the years working in nightclub entertainment, but this may honestly be my favorite Aerosmith release that's ever been done. It's not over-the-top polished. It's absolutely raw. There's some sections where you can hear crowd noise during a sound check that they happen to record. And I don't know how long this is going to be available, but I would definitely suggest picking it up. So that said, I'm going to give you guys some close-up shots of this, and I hope you check it out. If it does show up on streaming and you're a subscriber to something that's actually going to support these artists and actually pay them for their talent, please use it. But if you're streaming stuff for free and just getting whatever you can for free and you don't support your artists, you surely do not deserve to listen to the music. Thanks, guys. It's really cool to look at these and see the old school Aerosmith logo before it started really changing a lot. That logo didn't even appear on the first album. It appeared on Get Your Wings. There's a good look at the gatefold. They were all kids at this point. Look how young they were. Back cover with the track listing, and again that old Aerosmith logo, and I drew that on a notebook when I was about 15. That's the hype sticker. Yeah, I preserved the shrink wrap and the hype sticker. The inner sleeves look like this. This is it looks like notes from the 70s, and the back end of it you see Joe Perry's old mailing address, and everything was handwritten. Again, the old Aerosmith Batwing logo, and it looks like a tape reel, which is what this was probably recorded on. As always, guys, these videos are done for the fun of it. Even with my southern accent, I love my coffee. Coffee's what pays to do these. We don't monetize them. We're not going to monetize them. They're paid for by coffee. We spend the coffee money buying records. We spend the money driving around to hunt for the records. And coffee is what keeps this going. It is absolutely a hobby. If you want to take a look at what we offer, take a look at concafesc.com. We will roast and ship straight to you. And if you're in the Gaffney or Spartanburg areas of South Carolina, we will deliver it right to your front door. So if you like what you see here, please take a look at the website and support it. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, because there's a whole lot more coming. And there's more Aerosmith that I plan to do if I can get my hands on it. So this is going to involve some searching. Thanks, guys. Good night. Y'all lucky I didn't go into a tirade about corn liquor.